4 o'clock, ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
A big blow to local businesses that sued to overturn orders limiting restaurants and gyms to outdoor-only operations. Why a judge ruled against them. Plus,
oh my God, look at him.
That mountain lion spotted growling in a tree. Why neighbors are feeling extra nervous about that discovery. And our Month of a Million Meals campaign is now in full swing. How you can help those in need this holiday season.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson. I am joined remotely by my co-anchor Lindsay Pena. We're going to be checking in with her shortly. But first, local businesses are dealing with a setback after a judge struck down their request to reopen indoors amid a rise in coronavirus cases. Under the purple restrictions, restaurants and gyms are only allowed to operate outside. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is joining us with this ruling today. Anthony.
That's right. Well, Cowboy Star Restaurant and Butcher Shop here is one of the restaurants that was part of that lawsuit. They had asked for a temporary restraining order from the judge that would have allowed them to reopen their indoor areas. The judge denied that request, and in the past 30 minutes or so, Cowboy Star Restaurant and Butcher Shop has released a statement. I want to show you that statement now. It reads in part, "Our entire Cowboy Star family is heartbroken. We believe that we had science and data on our side. We also believed in our county health director, Dr. Wooten. We trusted her judgment on what is actually happening here in San Diego. Restaurants and gyms are not the problem, and we are being unfairly punished." Now, aside from Cowboy Star, the other businesses involved in that lawsuit are Home and Away Encinitas, Fit Athletic Club, and Bear Republic CrossFit. They started the legal fight on behalf of all restaurants and gyms that were ordered to close indoor operations while the county is in the purple tier of COVID-19 related restrictions. Now, on Friday, the lawyer representing the four businesses said that these industries aren't the cause for the big spike in COVID-19 cases. Well, the judge today denied the injunction, saying essentially even though there were negative impacts for businesses, public health concerns outweighed those harms. Now, a lot of businesses throughout the county were watching this ruling as it would have widespread impacts on all of their operations. I've spoken with a few of them today, and they were all deeply disappointed in the ruling. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Anthony, thank you. And more financial help could be coming for businesses who are struggling amid the purple tier restrictions. Chairman Greg Cox and Supervisor Nathan Fletcher, they are proposing $20 million in general funds to help businesses. A special Board of Supervisors meeting will be held on Wednesday afternoon, so the entire board can consider that proposal. If approved, the county will be able to accept applications for those funds. That money will be divided equally among the 5 districts.
Just minutes ago, the county released the latest coronavirus numbers. A whopping 1,167 new cases were reported, and that brings our total to well over 72,000. No new deaths were reported. In total, 968 San Diegans have died. And as local cases spike, health officials are warning against large holiday gatherings. And if you do go to an event, how at risk are you of being around someone with the virus? A team of researchers created a tool to give you that information. And ABC 10 News reporter Adam Rakusin shows us how people can see the risks for themselves.
There's no way around it. The past 8 months and change has been difficult. Most people like to socialize, whether it's with friends or family, and many have. But after that get-together, have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder if somebody there had COVID and then been stressed out for the next 14 days? Researchers at the Georgia Institute of Technology launched this interactive map using real-time data to show the risk of attending events.
That provides anyone from the public a way to connect recent case reports with the risk that one or more individuals may be infected in groups of different sizes.
Joshua Weitz is one of the people behind the COVID-19 Event Risk Assessment Planning Tool. He says the data comes from the state and county levels and is updated daily.
What we do is take the recent last 10 days of new cases, use that as essentially a proxy for how much potential circulating spread there is, but account for under ascertainment of cases. The fact that for every documented case, there are many more actual cases.
White says that's just the chance that one or more individuals may be infected. It's not the risk of transmission, something you can lower by taking extra precautions like wearing masks.
We're hoping that this information really gives people the information they need to make those choices that can keep this Thanksgiving holiday safer.
Medical professionals say the safest choice is to celebrate with your own household, not a gathering.
We're definitely seeing that fatigue, and that is the most dangerous time.
Ghazala Sharif is the chief medical officer for acute care at Scripps.
I really recommend that you don't mingle outside your group. I do realize people are going to do it anyway. If you are, my recommendation is wear your mask. Do not do buffets. Stay outside if you're going to.
Adam Rakusin, ABC 10 News.
Now, that event risk tool can break things down by county, state, and even give global risk estimates. To learn more about it, you can go to our website, 10news.com.
And with the Thanksgiving holiday just days away, state officials are encouraging Californians to rethink their plans.
The days to come are really important, what our decisions are. I've had countless conversations with friends and family, but a lot of Californians who've reached out and said, we've decided to change what our Thanksgiving meal looks like.
Dr. Galley says that some families are planning an earlier dinner so they can take advantage of the weather and eat outside instead of indoors. You can also drop off food to loved ones who are at high risk or connect with friends and family virtually. Right now, hospitalizations and cases are at an all-time high across our state. Dr. Galley says we all need to do our part to help stop the spread, especially here in the coming days. Thanksgiving week begins with COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths, as we just mentioned here in California, also surging across the entire country. But as ABC's Rena Roy reports, there is one piece of good news tonight on the vaccine front.
As Americans get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, the U.S. is battling dire COVID-19 numbers, averaging 157,000 new cases each day, according to the COVID Tracking Project. That's more than 4 times the daily average from just 2 months ago.
We've got cold weather, people letting their hair down with fatigue, and holiday after holiday. We're pleading with people, please God, do the right thing. We expect this to get worse before it gets better.
In a sign of hope, AstraZeneca is now the 3rd drug maker to announce its vaccine is up to 90% effective if given in 2 doses, a smaller one than a normal one at least a month later. Still, AstraZeneca officials are warning other safety precautions like mask wearing will be necessary for a while.
We are going to need those kind of non-pharmaceutical interventions, social distancing measures for quite a few months more yet.
To help stop the spread, some cities and states are tightening restrictions. Washington, D.C. limiting indoor gatherings to 10 people.
I'm asking Americans, I'm begging you, hold on just a little bit longer. Keep Thanksgiving and the celebration small.
Despite the CDC urging people to stay home and avoid travel for Thanksgiving, many airports across the country have been packed.
We did a COVID test, we turned out negative. We are bringing hand sanitizers, we have wipes, we always disinfect everything.
The demand for COVID-19 testing skyrocketing ahead of the holiday. Quest Diagnostics saying its labs are having trouble keeping up, saying people should expect to wait longer than usual for results.
Health experts warn a negative test does not guarantee you are COVID-free. They say some tests can be less accurate than others. Also, sometimes the virus takes a few days to show up in results. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
New information on a suspicious death in Carlsbad that we first reported on ABC 10 News at 4. Just minutes ago, the lieutenant on scene told us that that person appears to be a 65-year-old woman who was apparently out on a walk at the Hospital Grove hiking trail. 2 people came across the woman's body, and police say it appears she had an injury to her head. Officers do expect to be in that area for a few more hours. The streets around that area will remain closed, and that woman has not been identified. It's not your ordinary cat in a tree. 2 teenagers spotted this looking back at them while they were standing on a Carlsbad street. As ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen explains, that discovery played out blocks away from an elementary school.
2 Fridays ago, around 10:30 in the morning, a freshman college student stopped in his tracks while walking along Babylonia Street in the La Costa area. He called a friend who drove right over, and they made this quick recording.
Oh my God, look at him.
Perched in a tree about 25 feet up was this mountain lion, seen growling. The mother of one of the teens tells me soon after they stopped recording, they looked up and it was gone. Lauren Dubois of Project Wildlife at the San Diego Humane Society says the big cat could either have been a juvenile or an adult. She's not surprised it was in a tree.
Not unusual at all. They will climb trees and will actually rest in trees.
Dubois says it was likely relaxing after a long night.
They can have up to 100 square miles of a territory. Hunting through dusk till dawn. So during the day, a lot of times that's where they're going to be resting.
The concern less than half a mile away is La Costa Meadows Elementary, which has begun in-person learning. Neighbors tell us there have been sightings of a mountain lion in nearby Box Canyon for years. One of those neighbors did file a report of the most recent sighting with state fish and wildlife officials. But Dubois says this big cat wasn't being aggressive. Its growl was likely meant to say this:
"Hey, I'm here. Don't want you to be around me. I'm going to take off now."
She says if you ever do spy a mountain lion in a tree, slowly back away and maintain eye contact.
If he starts coming after you, again, make noise, make yourself large. He's going to be scared of you just as much as you are frightened of him.
Oh my God, look at him.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
And we reached out to the school district and Fish and Wildlife officials and are still waiting to hear back.
Well, just hours ago, the Michigan Election Board certified the state's election results, showing Joe Biden defeating President Trump in the presidential race. It is a major blow to the president, who has tried to overturn the election results through legal challenges that have been dismissed in several key states. The certification formally grants Biden the state's 16 electoral votes. In the meantime, President Trump is now directing his team to cooperate on a transition for President-elect Joe Biden. And as ABC's Faith Abube reports, Biden is already naming some of his top cabinet members.
President-elect Joe Biden revealing the first wave of his national security team, confirming career foreign policy official Tony Blinken as Secretary of State and experienced Foreign Service retiree Linda Thomas Greenfield as UN ambassador. Biden also making history as he names the first Latino to serve as DHS Secretary and first woman to be Director of National Intelligence. Former Secretary of State John Kerry also joining the Biden foreign policy and national security team as climate czar. The decisions, the latest sign President-elect Joe Biden is moving at record speed, forming his administration, even as President Trump blocks his formal transition process.
Why did you go with national security first?
Because it's national security.
Just 58 days from Inauguration Day, President Trump still making baseless claims about the election results. In Georgia, asking for a third count of the ballots.
I understand that there are people out there who are upset, who are listening to people who are also upset, but have so far shown a lack of evidence, at least in this state, of any widespread issues.
In court, the president's legal team failing to provide any evidence of voter fraud. Judge after judge, including one in Pennsylvania this weekend, tossing out their request to overturn millions of votes without proof of rampant corruption.
The president's legal team has been a national embarrassment.
Frustrated Republicans, including staunch Trump supporters like Senator Rob Portman, now calling on the president to begin the transition process. The senator writing in an op-ed, quote, "The initial determination showing Joe Biden with enough electoral votes to win has not changed." This, as despite pushback from the Trump campaign, Michigan certified its election results today, putting more electoral college votes squarely in Biden's column.
And ABC News has now confirmed the former Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen will be nominated to be Biden's Treasury Secretary. She'll be the first woman to hold that position. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.